Welcome back to Skating with the Stars. Last week, the lead singer of Motley Crue hit the ice and landed on his bottom. And at the bottom of the pack for the second week in a row. Can he turn it around tonight? It's legendary rock star Vince Neil and his partner Jennifer Wester. Last week, Vince and Jennifer tangoed and tumbled, and for the second week in a row, found themselves back on the bottom.
I just hope you'll spend the next week working on your skating skills.
We need to make sure that the judges aren't having to look at your basic elements.
Exactly. Hopefully Dick will go, hey, he learned something.
Hopefully Johnny will go, hey, he's a skater.
I doubt it.
Look at the blade. There you go.
Jen's a great coach.
Come up.
I'm just totally confused, but she gets frustrated with me because I just can't grasp it.
You're doing this when you're going down like you gotta pee, instead of what I'm asking you to do, which is like...
This. If I can't do something, I just get frustrated. I feel like I should be able to get this, so I'm not an idiot.
Oh, you okay?
We'll get it.
I think you need to come to skate school. Dana, move in towards me. I teach figure skating. Everybody welcome Mr. Vince Neil.
Hey.
So we're gonna take Vince into a real skating school.
Can I see your tattoo? Oh!
Does any of you guys have any tattoos?
No.
Make nice strokes on your outside edge.
So that's what it's supposed to look like.
Look at the boy and see how he's making like one foot, other foot.
I think if we put a wig on him, he could be your partner on Monday night.
I think he's a little short.
Really takes me back to when I was ice skating, because I was probably that boy's age right there when I was skating.
Match their arms.
I learned so much from these kids. I really get it now.
Do you think the judges are gonna like Vince's routine this week?
Yeah!
If they can do it, I can really do it.
Vince suffered a bad fall in training, and being the oldest competitor, the recovery will be tougher on his body. He's been working hard on his basic skating skills, though. Will that strategy help him avoid the bottom of the pack this week?
My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw an angel. Of that I'm sure. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man. But I won't sleep on me, 'cause I got a plan. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never be with you. There must be an angel with a smile on her face. When she thought that I should be with you, but it's time to face the truth. I will never be with you.
It's dry, Vince. It's dry. It's dry. Okay, let's get some comments from the judges. Lorianne.
Mr. Vince, I wanted to come out there and skate with you.
Dreamy, girl.
Let me get my moment, boys. Now, what is so amazing about you is your showmanship, and the way that you let the music tell you how to move is what I love about you as a performer, on land and on ice. So that's never going away from me. Every week, you're just so musical. And the choreography, when you went around him, very well done. Great performance.
Thank you, Lorianne. Johnny.
I'm so proud and happy that you took our advice and went and skated with those kids. There's no one better to teach people in life than a child. You did amazing with the skating skills, so much better. The jump was great. Good extension on the landing for you. I was very impressed. 2 things. When you're skating, please don't give us claw hand. Try to stretch it a bit. And also, don't put your hands down and rub your bottom like you're trying to dry sweat.
She told me to do that.
Stretch, right?
Elongate.
Elongate. Give us something gorgeous. No ugly stuff, but great job.
Lady Gaga.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Dick.
Well, I'm honored that you listened to what we said and that you acted on it. That's the best compliment you can ever pay a commentator or a judge or a critic in any way. That was very nice. I thank you for that. Yeah. Now, I'm really glad that you went and saw that. Your stroking was better. You're beginning to remember what you did at the age of 12. But one final thing that absolutely gets me is that, you know, the TSA and that new X-ray machine that they put in all the airports? Well, I'm the TSA of figure skating, and I have to tell you that I see the talent in you. Yeah. Don't forget one thing.
Dick, that's what's so controversial about that machine.
One thing I want to tell you. Friend, it is not far from heavy metal to gold medal. Yeah. Go for it.
The X-ray machine of skating has seen your talent, Vince. Vince and Jennifer will get their scores after the break, and still to come, Johnny Mosley, who's had a real tough time in rehearsal last night. He took 3 really hard falls and didn't manage to complete his program without wiping out. We'll see if he can do it tonight when he performs live. Welcome back, Skating with the Stars. Now, before the break, Vince and Jennifer performed their romantic love story. Before we get their scores from the judges, let's get some expert analysis from Tanith.
Well, this was my absolute favorite moment in the program. Vince interpreted this beautiful choreography so well, drawing Jennifer into this little rotational lift, a little stumble at the end, but covered well with a nice expression in this storytelling performance. And now we look at the waltz jump that got the crowd roaring for Vince here. Solid height, held on to the landing. Great job. Vince, who knew that the rock star could be such a sweetheart? I'm with Lorianne. I'm a little smitten, I have to say.
Let's go skate.
Well, this hasn't all been that easy for you. And on top of that, this week you injured your back. How are you feeling tonight?
I was good tonight. Right after I injured that, I was really stiff for a few days. So it was a little tough, but it was better tonight, and it felt really good.
And how did it feel going back to the basics? How do you think that helped you?
Well, I mean, yeah, trying to doing what those little kids did is very hard, and but I think it really helped me out a lot. And you know, as I left, the one thing they all yelled at me, like all 20 of them, are like, "Bend your knees."
Sounds like Dick Button. Yeah. All right, well, let's get your technical scores.
Will the judges please reveal their scores for technical merit? Lorianne Gibson.
6.
Johnny Weir.
5.
Dick Button.
5.
And that's a 16 for technical merit, but I think that the judges really enjoyed this program, so let's take a look at your artistic impression scores.
And now the scores for artistic impression. Lorianne Gibson.
7.
Johnny Weir.
6.
Dick Button.
7.
And that is a 20 for artistic impression, much higher, and that brings your total to 36 out of 60. You know, I think the judges saw a softer side of you, too. Do you have that lying under there somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely, of course. You couldn't do rock and roll without it.
And Jen, were you proud of your partner's performance tonight?
I'm extremely proud of him tonight. He pulled it together. He got his feet underneath him. I know he was nervous going into tonight.
And what about the scores? What do you think of those?
We have a lot of work to do, but they're good. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, well, let's look to next week. Vince and Jennifer were in the bottom 2 last week and almost went home. If they survive elimination again and you want them to continue in the competition, vote at the end of the show. Vernon?